Let's start with a quick reality check that most videos skip. If you're trying to reduce belly fat, you're not actually trying to shrink one stubborn spot like a balloon. You're trying to change what your body is doing hormonally, metabolically, and behaviorally, so that over time, fat stored around the midsection becomes less useful for your body to keep. And here's the hook. Belly fat is often a symptom, not the root problem. It's your body's way of storing extra energy when stress, sleep, food environment, muscle mass, and daily movement aren't aligned. That's why people can do random ab workouts for months and still feel stuck. Not because they're lazy, because they're targeting the wrong lever. As a nutrition-focused health professional, I want you to hear two things at the same time. Yes, reducing belly fat is possible, and you don't need extreme diets to do it. No, you can't spot reduce, and anyone promising that is selling you a shortcut. What you can do is follow a set of strategies that reliably work for most people, because they address the drivers of fat storage, cravings, appetite regulation, and insulin resistance. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 effective, evidence-based ways to reduce belly fat. Not gimmicks, not detoxes. The boring stuff that actually works, explained simply. Before we get into the 7 ways, one important concept: visceral versus subcutaneous fat. Not all belly fat is equal. Subcutaneous fat sits under the skin. You can pinch it. Visceral fat surrounds organs deeper in the abdomen and is more strongly linked with metabolic risk. The good news is, visceral fat is often more responsive to lifestyle change than people think. When your body starts improving insulin sensitivity and lowering chronic inflammation, visceral fat tends to come down. So the goal isn't perfection. The goal is to move your body toward a healthier metabolic state. How to measure progress without driving yourself crazy. Scale weight can be misleading. For belly fat goals, use 2 simple measures. Waist measurement, same spot, same time of day, once per week. How clothes fit, the most honest metric for many people. And take progress photos if you're comfortable. Most changes happen slowly, then suddenly you notice. Now, let's get into the plan. The 7 effective ways create a sustainable calorie deficit without starving. Eat more protein plus fiber to control appetite and preserve muscle. Strength train 2 to 4x week to change body composition. Walk daily, especially after meals, to improve blood sugar and fat burning. Improve sleep to lower cravings and stress hormones. Reduce ultra-processed foods, liquid calories that hide energy. Manage stress and alcohol, 2 major belly fat accelerators. Today in section 1, we'll build the foundation and go deep on method number 1, because without it, the rest becomes frustrating. Method number 1, a real calorie deficit. Here's the part people don't want to hear, but it's liberating once you understand it. To lose fat, including belly fat, you need a calorie deficit. That means over time, you use more energy than you take in, so your body pulls from stored energy. But notice what I did not say. I did not say you need to starve. I did not say you need to cut all carbs. I did not say you need to do cardio for hours. What you need is a deficit that's small enough to sustain and smart enough to protect muscle. Why eat less usually fails. People try to reduce belly fat by slashing calories aggressively. That often triggers increased hunger and cravings, lower daily movement, more stress, and worse sleep, muscle loss over time, rebound eating. Then they blame themselves. But it's not a willpower issue, it's a strategy issue. The right deficit feels like, I can do this for months. Not, I can survive this for 10 days. The easiest way to create a deficit. If you hate tracking calories, use a structure that naturally controls energy. The plate method, simple and powerful. Half plate, non-starchy vegetables. Quarter plate, protein, smart carbs, or starchy veg. Add fats intentionally. Most people don't gain belly fat because they ate rice once. They gain belly fat because their diet becomes a combination of low protein, low fiber, high ultra-processed calories, high liquid calories, and constant snacking. So we fix the pattern, the 3 habits deficit. If you want a practical starting point, do these 3 habits for 14 days. Habit 1, protein at every meal. Protein reduces hunger and helps preserve lean mass while dieting. Habit 2, 1 planned treat per day, not unlimited grazing. You don't need to eliminate treats. You need boundaries that stop mindless calories. Habit 3, cut liquid calories most days. Sodas, sugary coffees, juice, alcohol. These are belly fat friendly because they don't fill you up the way food does. Just these 3 changes often create a meaningful deficit without tracking. But I'm already eating healthy. Why do I still have belly fat? This is very common. A few reasons. Portions are larger than you think, even with healthy foods. Healthy snacks add up. Nuts, granola, smoothies. Weekend calories erase weekday deficits. Alcohol is silently maintaining the belly. Sleep and stress are pushing appetite and cravings. We'll address each of those in upcoming methods. A quick warning about extremes. If your plan includes cutting entire food groups, you normally enjoy feeling constantly hungry, using detox teas or fat burners, punishing workouts to earn food, it's probably not sustainable. Sustainable plans win because they keep you consistent long enough for biology to change. Method number 2. Increase protein plus fiber. If I could give you one nutrition upgrade that helps belly fat goals more than almost anything else, it's this. Eat enough protein and fiber, consistently. Because most people struggling with belly fat are stuck in a cycle like this. Meals that don't satisfy cravings later, snacking that's easy to overeat, inconsistent calorie deficit, frustration. Repeat. Why protein is a belly fat ally. Protein helps in 3 major ways. 1. It keeps you full longer. Protein triggers satiety hormones and slows digestion. You feel satisfied with fewer total calories. 2. It protects muscle while you lose fat. When people diet without enough protein, they lose weight, but too much of it comes from muscle. That slows metabolism and makes the body look softer, even if the scale drops. 3. It reduces cravings. A lot of cravings are actually protein inadequacy plus stress. When protein is stable, people often describe feeling less snacky. How much protein do you need? A simple clinical range for many adults aiming for fat loss is 25 to 40 grams of protein per meal, depending on body size. If you don't want to count grams, use the hand method. 1 palm-sized portion per meal for most people. 1.5 palms if you're taller, more active, or dieting aggressively. Good protein options: eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese chicken, turkey, fish, lean beef tofu, tempeh, edamame beans, and lentils. Bonus fiber. Protein powder as a tool, not a lifestyle. Why fiber matters just as much. Fiber does 2 underrated things for belly fat goals. 1. It increases fullness with low calories. Vegetables, beans, berries. Fiber gives volume. 2. It supports gut health and blood sugar stability. Steadier blood sugar often means fewer cravings and less reactive eating. A practical target is 25 to 35 grams fiber day. But again, you don't need to track if you build it into meals. The easiest fiber formula: 2 fists of non-starchy vegetables daily. Minimum 1 fruit daily. Beans, lentils, oats, chia flax, whole grains, or a big salad. The belly fat-friendly meal template. If you want your meals to naturally support a deficit without suffering, aim for fiber-rich plants. Smart carbs, optional, adjust based on activity. Fats, measured, not accidental. This is how you eat in a way that feels satisfying while fat loss happens quietly. Method number 3. Strength train 2 to 4 per week. If you only do diet changes, you might lose weight and still feel like the belly is soft. That's because your goal is not just weight loss, it's fat loss while preserving or building muscle. Strength training is the best tool for that. Why strength training targets the belly look. Again, you can't spot reduced belly fat, but strength training changes the framework under the body. More lean mass in legs, glutes, back, core. Better posture, the belly often looks smaller. Higher daily energy expenditure, improved insulin sensitivity. Strength training also tends to reduce the "I'm getting smaller, but not tighter" effect. The minimum effective dose. You do not need a complicated program. For most people, this works. 2 to 3 sessions per week, 30-45 minutes, focusing on big movements: squat or leg press, hinge, push, pull, carry, or core stability. If you're a beginner, even 2 full-body workouts per week can produce noticeable changes in 8 to 12 weeks. Common mistake: too much cardio, not enough strength. Cardio is healthy, but if your only strategy is cardio plus eating less, you often end up hungrier, more tired, more likely to lose muscle, stuck with slower metabolic rate long-term. A smarter approach is strength training as the foundation, walking as your daily movement, cardio as optional seasoning, not the entire meal. Okay, so you're eating in a way that controls hunger and supports muscle, and you're strength training a few times a week. Now we add the daily habit that makes belly fat loss more consistent for almost everyone. Walking. Method number 4. Walk daily. Walking is one of the most underrated fat loss tools because it works with your biology instead of fighting it. Why walking helps belly fat goals? Walking supports belly fat reduction in 3 major ways. 1. It increases daily calorie burn without increasing hunger as much. Hard workouts sometimes spike appetite. Walking usually doesn't. 2. It improves blood sugar control. After meals, walking helps your muscles use glucose more effectively. Better glucose handling often means less storage pressure. 3. It reduces stress and supports sleep. And stress plus poor sleep are major drivers of belly fat patterns in real life. The after-meal strategy. If your schedule allows, one of the best timing choices is 10 to 15 minutes after lunch or dinner. This doesn't have to be intense. A comfortable pace is enough. You're sending a signal. Use the fuel. A simple weekly walking plan. 5 to 7 days a week. 20 to 45 minutes easy walking, or at least 15 minutes. Optional. 2 days a week, add 5 minutes brisk in the middle. Even if you strength train, walking stays valuable because it keeps your daily energy expenditure up without crushing recovery. The belly fat trap. Walking helps you avoid kneeling. People underestimate how much time they spend sitting. Sitting lowers energy burn, stiffens hips, and can worsen insulin sensitivity over time. Walking breaks that pattern, and consistency beats intensity. Method number 5. Improve sleep. If you want a faster path to reducing belly fat, don't only ask, "What should I eat?" Also ask, "How am I sleeping?" Sleep affects belly fat through 3 major mechanisms. 1. Appetite hormones shift when you're sleep deprived. When sleep is short or poor quality, many people experience increased hunger, stronger cravings, especially for sugar and ultra-processed foods, reduced satisfaction after meals. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your brain becomes more reward-seeking and less patient because it's trying to compensate for fatigue. 2. Stress hormones and water retention can mask progress. Poor sleep can increase stress response and inflammation, which can also increase water retention and bloating. People often say, "My belly looks bigger even though I'm trying." Sometimes that's not fat, it's sleep-driven fluid shifts, plus digestion changes. 3. Energy and consistency collapse. When you're tired, you're less likely to walk, strength train, prep meals, make balanced choices, stop eating at a reasonable time. Sleep is the foundation that keeps your healthy plan from falling apart. The simplest sleep upgrades. You don't need perfect sleep hygiene. Start with these 2. Sleep rule number 1. Fix your wake-up time. A consistent wake time stabilizes your body clock more than a perfect bedtime does. Sleep rule number 2. Create a 30-minute landing strip. 30 minutes before bed, dim lights, put phone away if possible, or at least lower brightness. Do something low stimulation. Shower, stretching, reading. If you want one nutrition-based sleep tip, stop heavy snacking 1 to 2 hours before bed when you can. Late-night ultra-processed snacking is one of the most common belly fat traps. Now that your sleep is supporting your appetite, let's talk about the biggest reason healthy eating doesn't create a deficit: ultra-processed foods and liquid calories. Method number 6. Reduce ultra-processed foods plus liquid calories. You can be eating healthy-ish and still maintain belly fat if the food environment is doing 2 things: making it easy to overeat, making it hard to feel full. Ultra-processed foods do that extremely well. Why ultra-processed foods keep belly fat on? Ultra-processed foods are often low in protein and fiber, engineered to be hyper-palatable, easy to eat quickly, easy to snack on without noticing portions. This matters because belly fat loss requires a consistent deficit, and ultra-processed foods make it easier to accidentally erase that deficit. The biggest offenders for belly fat goals. From a nutritionist's perspective, the most common quiet surplus foods are chips, crackers, cookies, pastries, sugary cereals, and granola. Portion traps. Fancy coffee drinks, healthy smoothies that are calorie-dense, frequent takeout with large portions alcohol. We'll cover that next. But the number one silent driver is often liquid calories. Liquid calories, the easiest change with the biggest payoff. Liquid calories don't trigger fullness the same way solid food does, so you can drink a lot of energy and still feel hungry. A practical belly fat guideline. Most days, water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea/coffee. If you want milk juice, keep it portioned and intentional. If you want sweet coffee, choose a smaller version or reduce frequency. You don't have to eliminate all treats. You just need to stop drinking extra calories without noticing. The 80-20 upgrade that works in real life. Instead of banning foods, do this. Aim for 80% minimally processed meals most days and leave 20% flexible. You'll still enjoy your life, but your baseline will stop fighting your goals. The smart swaps that keep you satisfied. Chips, popcorn, roasted chickpeas, or a portion bowl, not the bag. Ice cream nightly, Greek yogurt plus fruits, honey some nights. Sugary cereal, oats less berries plus protein added. Takeout, split portions. Eat half, save half. Again, we're not chasing perfection. We're removing the easiest ways to overeat. Now we get to two factors that are responsible for a shocking amount of stubborn belly fat: chronic stress and alcohol. Method number 7, manage stress alcohol. When people say, I eat pretty well, I exercise, but my belly won't change, I ask 2 questions. How's your stress? Really? How often are you drinking alcohol? Because these 2 can keep the body in a cycle of cravings, poor sleep, late-night snacking, reduced recovery, inconsistent deficit. Stress, not just mental, metabolic. Chronic stress can push people toward quick comfort foods, grazing, nighttime eating, reduced movement, shallow sleep. Stress also keeps your nervous system in high alert, which makes appetite regulation harder. You don't need to eliminate stress, you need to process it daily. A simple stress protocol that actually helps belly fat goals. Try one of these daily for 10 minutes. A walk without your phone, breathing, slow exhale emphasis. Journaling a brain dump, light stretching, sunlight exposure early in the day. This isn't self-help fluff, it's nervous system regulation. When your system is calmer, your food choices become easier, your sleep improves, and your deficit becomes more consistent. Alcohol. Why it targets the belly in real life. Alcohol affects belly fat goals through multiple pathways. It adds calories without fullness. It increases appetite for salty, fatty foods. It reduces sleep quality, even if you fall asleep faster. It can disrupt next-day energy and movement. You don't have to quit completely to see results. Many people do well with fewer drinking days per week, smaller amounts, avoiding late-night drinking, choosing lower-calorie options, spacing drinks with water. A practical target for belly fat progress is often reduce frequency first, then reduce amount.